I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about, you know, hearing the wisdom from your higher self about something that needs to change in your life versus fixing yourself or like almost being obsessed with like changing yourself.
Mm. Yeah, that's a terrible burden to embrace, is trying to fix yourself and push um, to fix yourself instead of learning to love yourself and learning to listen to your own inner wisdom. So your higher self or inner self has a lot of different terms, but it's the greater wisdom part of you. And that greater wisdom part of you, you know, the terms that we all have a spark of God, that God dwells within you as you, those kinds of terms, those are really spiritual terms. I know they're used in religion, but that's not it can be a religious concept, but I'm talking about it in terms of a broader, more spiritual concept, that we do have a wisdom inside of us. And statements like you already are the Buddha, or you already, whatever, all of those things are true. But we have our humanness to get through in order to experience that. But the higher self part of us is always attached to universal, to the source, to all that is, to the greatest wisdom, which some people might call God, that have a personal God. I just say, source or the universe. It's that greater power. And that part of us is inside of us. And it takes time to build that relationship with that part so that you can, listen to your own guidance with confidence. But your higher self is never going to have judgment. And it's never going to say you need to fix you. It's only going to be empowering, because that is what it is empowering. So if you're trying to fix you, you are creating a relationship with your unhealthy or weak ego, and not your higher self. So it's the higher self part of you that really does have your wisdom. It really does have your wisdom. And it takes time to develop that, to find your own answers. That's one of the things, that's what going on a path is meant to do for you, whatever path you take, something that's doesn't have a lot of dogma and restrictions. It's just empowering. Will teach you how to find your own wisdom. That's why that's actually why I developed shamanism, self-mastery and shamanism, because we all have the ability to transform ourselves, to develop our own self-mastery. I'm not talking about mastery of a talent or a skill. I'm talking about having mastery where you are a very clear human being. We all have that ability, but it takes work. And most people really don't want to do the work, but we all have that ability. And the reason I created self-mastery and shamanism is because shamanism teaches you that. It in a different language, but it's talking about tapping into your own wisdom, finding your own wisdom, learning to get your own answers, which is very important. And usually you need somebody to kind of guide you through that for a while. But the point of having a guide is to guide you to the place where you're there.